All right, we just watched the trailer for Enotria. Now we have hands-on. Okay, so they got the hands-on gameplay.
Action game where looking good is just as important as being good. Enotria, the last song, got that message loud and clear, leading with remarkable landscapes and avant-garde costumes to dress up its largely Soulsborne-like combat fundamentals. I love some good Souls-like clash and bang as much as the next gamer, but I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't ready for something new to the genre. Enotria, at least in theory, agrees with me there. And though my hands-on time was a great introduction to some bold new attempts to bring
Who made this, IGN?
classes and flashy special abilities to the very familiar system, it's still a bit too early to know just how show-stopping they are.
What was that? He did like a magic move and he just kind of took away a chunk of health.
Enotria checks all of the Souls-like boxes. It has stamina-regulated combat with
Yeah, I see
different
that.
weapons sporting various weights and animations, the greatsword being
Damn.
my favorite.
So the greatsword, yeah.
It has dangerous enemies of various shapes and sizes, including jerky
Oh.
mini-bosses and a truly mean boss.
Ooh.
You'll collect souls that can be used to upgrade your character, so long as you don't get killed.
But what are they
Fail
called?
to retrieve them before getting killed again.
Are they called
You'll
souls
activate
in this?
bonfires that serve as checkpoints.
What are the bonfires called?
Of a sometimes
He's not telling us.
If
I
you've
wanna
played any of
know.
these in the past decade or so, you'll know that these are as basic to the subgenre as boost pads
Of course,
to kart
yeah.
racers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does it do differently? Well, Quinta, the city of aggressively jovial revelers that I skulked through during the demo, is unlike any city I've seen in the Souls games or
Block, bro. What you
bright
mean?
and colorful tapestries and foliage draped down the walls of rustic Tuscan townhomes and match the vibrant costumes of the city's denizens. The sun shines, adding a sparkle to the surrounding sea. On the outskirts of the city, fields of yellow sunflowers
It looks
sway
nice.
in the breeze.
It does.
Sandy beaches collide with stark greenery. It's like Enotria developer Jayama Games saw Blighttown and said,
I like the saber blade
"Let's do
that I've
the
seen
exact
twice
opposite
now.
of that."
Yeah, you were right about the animations. You see the way the poison hit the ground?
Everyone is
Eh.
trapped in a reality-wide stasis where everyone believes they're playing roles in some massive stage production. And there's a lot to chew on aesthetically.
Master of comedy, improv performer, and traveling bard.
Okay,
My
okay.
playthrough was full of roads less taken to wander down, but it was hard to determine how rewarding wandering into these nooks and crannies really is, since most of them featured enemies whose souls I couldn't spend on anything or items I couldn't use in the scope of this playtest. Rarely were there surprises waiting for me that were interesting in and of themselves. That said, there are more than a few instances where a glyph, seen hovering
Nice.
over the ground or floating in the air, could be activated by touch or Kirk Franklin-style stomp to temporarily create new paths. Some of these
Ah.
like adding a bridge where there clearly used to be one, so you can progress through the main path.
So, so they stole something from the new one that's coming out, Lords of the Fallen, because it's kind of like spectral vision, only it's their own type of take on it. I like that. That's
From
pretty
an
cool.
Exploration set.
Called a reality
To
glyph.
formerly unreachable caves or completely
So
rearranged.
somewhere that wasn't reachable before, you could then reach it if you use this ability.
Enotria. Firstly, masks give the player different sets of traits that require you to switch
Oh,
up your
very
play
cool.
style in order to get the most out of their strengths.
Hell
For
yeah.
example, the Mask of Change was heavy attack focus, giving you bonus
Okay.
damage when you connected with them. And other more tricky perks, like increasing the stamina cost to dodge, but making your next attack right after a dodge stronger. The other
Nice.
available mask, the Piercing Wit Mask, centered heavily around using your special attacks, called
Mask
Lives,
lines.
and gaining bonus effects afterwards. I really like that these differences felt so stark. It really reinforced a sort of class system that most Souls-likes barely commit to. Though without a dedicated blocking
Yeah, it's definitely like
near
class
level range
specific.
options to speak of,
That's like some stuff you would have in a
do so much
RPG,
to
like an
spice up what is ultimately
MMORPG.
an aggressive, parry-heavy melee action game, the likes of Lies of P.
Yeah, Liza P. I was about to say, it's definitely parry heavy.
Using touch as well. These appear like customizable special moves, but it's unclear if they're locked to certain masks, or if you can pick and choose any of the abilities you want, no matter what the loadout.
Oh, that's what that
Most
was. It's an
handy
arrow.
is Guard Overachi, which materializes a crossbow to snipe enemies. You
Nice.
can't just use these at will though, you have to charge them up by landing attacks on enemies. Each mask line charges at different rates, so you may end up with some ready before the others, but they stay ready until you use them.
Oh, that's super cool. All right.
Unless
fair
you
enough.
switch mask at any time,
Oh.
which sends the mask lines on all of your loadouts back to 0.
Well, of course,
It's a
yeah,
pretty
naturally.
big bummer when compounded
Yeah,
by the
but-
fact that the enemies you'll likely want to use these powerful blows on are serious tough guys. You're likely not going to want to risk your health and items grinding smaller, but still credible threats simply to
I was gonna
charge
say,
up
yeah,
with a shot.
you should.
It feels extra aggressive when you're stuck at a checkpoint right in front of a boss. If they're giving you trouble, which I assume they will if the rest of the bosses are like this guy, then you'll be climbing uphill before you get the opportunity to even the odds with a big maneuver.
Oof.
Is
Oof.
Enotria the last song the next great innovation in the Souls-like? I don't know yet.
Looks good.
Amazing how some sun and color can make the slower paced dungeon crawling that the genre is known for feel brand new. Activating environmental puzzles to reveal alternate routes or secrets has a lot of
There's a jump button.
exploration opportunities. Masks serve
I get so excited when there's a jump.
thanks to their proprietary groups.
A lot of Souls games don't have jump.
Encourage different kinds
I
of
mean, there's a jump, but
maybe
it's
not
like,
different
yeah.
enough. And
Liza
the
P had a jump.
special abilities really spice combat up, but require you to already be doing well in order to get.
Ooh, look at that. I like that. What is that? Ooh, what's that good? What's that sword, bro?
Now and when it hits the big stage next year. For more on the latest Souls-likes, don't miss.
Kill him. Kill Curtis. Let me see
as well
it.
as our recent hands-on preview of Lords of the Fallen.
Liza P was good.
For
It's
everything
a
else
good
in the world
game.
of video games,
We're almost done with it.
Stick with IGN.
Stick with IGN. It's who I watch. That's who you watch it through me. Enotria, the last song. Yeah, looks good.